committed to stop drugs before I go out.
In 2016, a war began in the streets of the Philippines, but not against another country. It is against its own people.
We
The war
will
on
not
drugs or
stop
Oplan Tokhang
until
promised
the
that
last
these
drug
campaigns
lord,
will help to
the
bring
last
peace in the
financier,
country.
and the last
But
pusher
this just
have
brought a big
surrendered
scar
or put
in modern
behind
Philippine
bars
history.
or below the ground if they so wish.
A lot of people lost their lives. They've lost their loved ones and those children who were just dreaming. Dreams and hopes were shattered. Are we really trading human rights for the imaginary safety? We'll dig deeper into some unheard stories of the people who were victimized by the war on drugs that was led by former President Rodrigo Duterte. Let's take a closer look on this issue. A 3-year-old kid died on June 29, 2019. Her name is Micah Opina. She was killed during a bypass operation in Rodriguez, Rizal. The operation was supposed to target her father, but according to the police report, she was used as a human shield. However, according to her family, they were sleeping on the floor with their child when this operation happened. Micah sustained a gunshot wound to the head and died on the next day. According to Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, nearly 7,742 civilians have been killed in anti-drug operations since 2016. Micah's death raised a wide criticism. The Commission on Human Rights declared that the minors that were killed in the drug of war were not a collateral damage. The case became one of the prominent illustrations of how the war on drugs has affected children. A lot of innocent civilians died in the community because of this war on drugs. Also, 3 teenagers who died back when in 2017. They were Kian de los Santos, a 17-years-old student, Carl Arna is 19 years old, and Reynaldo de Guzman. They were killed in incidents tied to drug operation in Metro Manila. Kian was a high school student. He was gunned down during an anti-drug operation in Caloocan.
Patay nila, walang kamuang-muang. Diba masakit yun, kahit kanino.
Pero iba ang sinasabi ng mga pulis hinggil sa pagkatao ng binata. Batay sa spot report ng Caloocan Police, lumalabas na naging person of interest sa operasyong Oplan Galugad ang napaslang na 17 anyos na si Kian.
The police claimed that the victims were armed and they were fighting back. The footages and witnesses contradicted the police report. A lot of victims died and were accused that they were fighting back. Truth is, they couldn't even afford to buy food, so how could they even afford to buy a gun? There was another child victim back in 2016. Her name was Danica May Garcia, a 5-year-old girl from the Cupad City. The incident happened on August 23, 2016. She was about to have lunch with her family. Supposedly, the real target was her grandfather, but he already surrendered to the police under Oplan Tokhang. But instead of him, Danica was the one who got hit by the bullets and she died instantly. These are just few of those people who died because of this war on drugs. These are not just numbers. They all have families who wake up with grief. The International Criminal Court has even started to look into the killings, investigating if crimes against humanity were committed. Human rights and people are keep calling on for answers. But the justice is taking this slow and a lot of cases remain unsolved. They said it made the streets safe, but the safety built on fear is not the real safety, and peace cannot be built on blood. We are all left with a question that will stay for many years. How many more lives should be lost for unimaginary safety?
Mind you, Human Rights Commission, Tarantado por la que there is no law.
The war on drugs that began in 2016 promised to protect people, but it ended up destroying thousands of families. These children, Micah, Kian, Carl, Reynaldo, and Danica, are names that we should never forget. They remind us that every life is important, that justice is not the only for the rich or powerful. Stories are just few of the stories that we should really never forget. The war on drugs might have aimed to remove drugs, but it also removed thousands of innocent
We
lives.
will not
And as
stop
long as we remember these
until the
victims
last drug
and keep
lord,
asking for
the
accountability,
last
their voices
financier,
will never be
and the
silenced.
last pusher
It created a
have
cycle of pain
surrendered
and
or
silence,
fought
where
behind
justice
bars.
seems impossible and accountability felt out of reach. Because peace without justice is not a peace. And if we do not learn from this war on drugs, we will risk allowing history to repeat itself. The responsibility lies not only with leaders, with all of us who witness these stories. A government's duty is to protect its citizens, yet many were left unprotected and unheard. Teachers now speak to their students about human rights. Churches hold quiet prayers for those who died, and small community groups organize to help orphans and widows. They remind us that justice is not only found in courtrooms, it lives in the everyday choices of people who refuse to forgive. And as long as these voices continue to rise, the hope for real accountability will never fully fade. Violence also forces the nation to ask what true leadership should be, and when at last will justice be served.